And we're going to jump right in. So, hi, everyone. Welcome. I know we are in the midst of the hustle and bustle and the pre show. I was telling everyone, I just appreciate you being here. I know that it's a busy season, and I know carving out 30 minutes or an hour out of the day can seem a little bit daunting, a little bit taxing. There we go. Not taxiing. We're not on an airplane, Rainy. Feel like I'm on an airplane, one of those that are in mid turbulence because we're coming in hot to Christmas, right? So let's get started. When I was sitting here thinking about, okay, what do I want to talk to our team about today? How can we round out the last meeting, the last team meeting of the year? And there were so many directions that I could go. And of course, I want us thinking about our goals for 2024. If you're not, I want to encourage you to sit down, evaluate where you've been in 2023, what you want to change, and start implementing those. So when we hit January 1, you're ready to go. But y'all are smarties. You've been here for a second. We are not going to talk about the fundamentals of how to set goals. By this point, y'all know. So I'm going to take it in a little bit different of a direction, and I hope that you walk away again with some wisdom and some value. But I thought that this was appropriate, especially because y'all know we have a forced co-star anytime I get on these Zoom calls, and his name is Rusty, and his head is in my lap right now. And so I thought it would, oh, there we go. He heard his name. So I thought it would be appropriate to talk about some life lessons that I have learned from my dog/dogs. So if you have pets, I want you to write in the chat what you have. Like, do you have dogs? Do you have cats? Do you have snakes, hamsters? I don't know. And what are their names? So just as I'm chatting with you, I want to get to know you through your pets. I have 3 dogs. I have Rusty, which y'all know if you've spent any time with me on a call, he makes an appearance. I also have Hutch, which we refer to him as the white devil. And then I also have Stella, which she's a complete angel baby, the perfect child, the oldest. And not just the oldest, she's old. And so, but I'm going to talk to you guys about, I'm sorry, Rusty, lessons I have learned from my dogs. So if you want to grab a pen and paper, feel free, but y'all know this is being recorded and we are going to roll through these. So number 1, I have learned that they take joy in everything that they do. Dogs do, right? Like they're not, like we as humans, we get in this mindset of, okay, if I hit this certain rank, I'm going to apply it to Plexus, right? Because that's our common bond here today. If I hit this rank or if I achieve this financial goal, then dogs are just in the moment. They find the joy. I mean, like Rusty right now, he's just happy, nudging me, asking for pets. He's not worried about 5 minutes from now or 10 minutes ago. He's right now enjoying even me telling him, like, go away, right? And I love that he's here for this because it's appropriate that you're here for this call because it's all about you, sir. All right, so joy in everything that they do. And I hope that we can, especially in this season of holidaying, take a minute and realize we too need to find the joy in the everyday. Number 2, if you want something, run and chase it. If you want something, run and chase it. Y'all, every single morning, I let my dogs out. And I'm going to call Rusty the gang leader of this pack because he runs, beelines it to the fence, our next door neighbor, because he wants the dog next door. He wants to play with him. And I call it fence fight. I think they're fence playing. They just want to know each other. Rusty runs over there every morning with this vim and vigor. He wants Leo. He wants to play with Leo, and he is going to go over there and rally and get his paws muddy. And he doesn't care if I tell him no. He doesn't care if I say his name aggressively. He's going for it. So my question for you is, what are you running after and chasing after and not accepting anybody else's no? Getting those voices out of your head. Are you doing that? Are you going after those goals? And I'm looking at my notes because I want to make sure I cover some of the thoughts that popped in my head as I was thinking about the lessons I've learned from Rusty. It is their natural state to go for their goals, to run and chase after it, right? Somewhere along the line, we condition ourselves, or we get conditioned by society to stop chasing after, or to listen to those negative voices in our head, or to be told, well, no, you can't do that because fill in the blank. Well, I want to encourage you to embrace your inner Rusty, or your inner, here, I'm gonna look at some of y'all's dogs named Scarlet. I know Scarlet and Scotch, and Millie and Molly and Mason and Piper. I want you to, and not to leave out Macy, I want you to embrace your inner fur baby and go run and chase after it. All right, so number 3, give and accept love with every breath. What does your dog do when you get home? And I mean, this could be get home from checking the mailbox. They run and love on you and jump on, probably if you're like Rusty, they jump on you and they just greet you as if they haven't seen you in a month of Sundays. Now, how many times does your spouse get home, or your kids, and you're just like, hey, it's you again, right? Like you expected them to run through the door. What if we started greeting our families, our friends, with the same enthusiasm? Now, I don't encourage you to jump on them. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe your spouse would like that. I don't know. Y'all do you. But what if you were just like, if Jen calls me and I'm like, Jen, oh my goodness, it's so good to hear from you, versus like, oh, hey, because Jen is someone I talk to on the regular. So it'd be easy for me to go, oh, hey, girl. But if I was like, Jen, it's so good to hear your voice. Hey, Jen feels valued and seen. And it raises my, what is it, dopamine in my head or whatever, endorphins, because I'm expressing love. I'm expressing gratitude. What if we made that call to our customer and greeted them with this graciousness and gratitude of like, man, you placed your ProBio order. Thank you so much. That meant the world to me. What if we started loving and just overdoing it, right? Like that would make the person that's receiving it feel so good. And I bet you as well. Okay, the next one, number 4, forgive and forget. Y'all know, and y'all seen me tell Rusty, you got to go. Like, go. He's saying, oh, he's saying no. But I can tell you this, as sometimes as stern as I have to get with Rusty, which by the way, my husband doesn't think is that stern. Like my mean voice is, he says, is still really nice. I think I sound ferocious, right? But Rusty, as soon as I call him back, he's just like, hey mom, I love you. What's up? What are we doing now? He forgives and he forgets. And same thing with, like, I'm not leaving Hedra Stella out either. They do the same thing. And I like, just raise your hand, or wave your hand or whatever. Do your dogs or cats do that too? Like if you have to discipline them, are they just right back and like, love you, whatever? They forget it, right? So what if we took that same spirit of forgiving and forgetting and moving on, because we all mess up, right? Like I've been a really good friend in life and I've been a really bad friend in life. I've been a really good wife in life and I've been a really bad wife in life. Same thing as a mom, same thing as a sister and a daughter. But what if we could just forgive and move on? So I want to encourage us that forgive yourself in your business. How many times have you shown up like $1 million and you've been like, I'm doing this, I'm going for blah, blah, blah. And then you get tired and you give up on yourself for a season or a moment. But what if you just forgive and forget, and in 2024, go for it and say, it's a new year. We're starting chapter 1 of 2024, and I'm not giving up on myself this year. I'm staying consistent. That's what I want to encourage you to do. Okay, number 5, never pass up the opportunity for a joyride. How many times in life do we get distracted with the hustle and bustle of just every day. Or I can't tell you how many times, like my husband, like he loves for me to join him on some errands. And I joke with him like this has become our dates, me joining you on errands. But then I started thinking about it and I'm like, he wants my presence. He wants my presence in the ordinary, the everyday. And why would I not just join him for the joyride of that? And there's never a time that I will say, and I have to spell it because y'all know Rusty's smart. There's never a time that I will say to him, hey, let's go in the CAR, and he's not excited about it, right? So what if we started learning that lesson from our dogs of just never passing up an opportunity for a joyride? And maybe even being the person that invites somebody on that joyride. It doesn't always have to be the spectacular. It doesn't always have to be the monumental moment that creates the memories. What I have found is that some of my most core memories are made, or some of my best days have been made on those days that I just go for the joyride, because you never know where you'll end up. All right, number 6, our dogs. They listen attentively and they don't offer solutions. They're just in the present. And so if y'all are joining us late and you're like, why is she talking about our dog? The reason why I'm talking about the dogs are because I'm talking about life lessons that I've learned from my dog. I have 3. Okay, so they listen attentively and don't offer solutions. So what a feeling that is when you are going through something and somebody can just sit with you in your stuff. They can just love you. And I mean, I can't tell you how there have been times that I've been sad or upset. And it's like our dogs have this intuition, and Rusty or Hutch or even Stella in her, old state will just come and lay on me and put their head on my chest or come snuggle up as close as they can get. And they're just with me. And how many times as moms or wives or friends do we try to rush in with a solution, or even with our team, right? We rush in with a solution versus just being there in the moment and being in their presence and being able to be a friend. And so I want to encourage us to not offer solutions all the time, not feel like we have to swoop in and fix, listen without judgment, right? You can tell your dogs your deepest secrets because they're not telling anyone and they're not judging you. And isn't that nice that we can create a space of non-judgment? And so as we continue to become that community and plexus of a wellness community, I want us to also create those communities where as we invite people in, they can come as they are. They are enough right where they are, and that they can be loved and embraced exactly where they are. Okay. Number 7, move a lot. How many? I mean, my dog moves a lot, especially the younger one. Stella, not as much anymore. But when she was young, I remember when she was a puppy, y'all, I thought, man, am I ever going to be able to read a book ever again? Because she would jump on the pages. And so in everything that we do, there, every movement is physiological. Like when you think about laughter, you're moving your body even, right? When you cry, there's movement in your body. So every movement is physiological. And when you move, you increase endorphins in your body and you do good things for your body. I want to tell y'all a story. Yesterday, if I haven't been real public about it, and it's not that big of a deal at all, like it's first world problems. So my Christmas tree light started a slow death. Section 1 burned out, section 3 burned out. And so it was driving me crazy. And so yesterday my mom called me. She's like, I have a tree in storage that I've never used. Do you want it? And I was like, yes, because this burned out lights are driving me crazy. So I took on the task of undecorating a tree, redecorating a new tree. I did it. I haven't posted about it yet because I'm trying to surprise my husband when he comes home from his hunting trip. But my point is yesterday when I went to go pick up the box from my mom, she's like, can you back your car in because this box is so heavy? And I was like, is it? Because it's like a 7.5 foot tree. I was like, is it, Mom? And she's like, it was. It took me and my friend, like we had to drag it out and so I was like, well, let me just check out the box. So I thought, well, maybe it's a massive, like, I don't know, computer system tree. I have no idea. Anyways, long story short, it wasn't heavy. I could move the box and get it to the car, no problem. But I thought, this is the result. My mom is 78 years old. This is the result of her not moving her body in the way that she should have. And I'm not saying at 77 she should have been able to pick up a tree with no problem. But it was a reality check for me because I will let y'all know, probably for the first time in many, many years, I have not been as diligent with my exercise routine as I have in years past. And I thought, wow, this is such a reality check to move your body, even if it's just a little bit every day. Because just as we know you can pick up strength by just doing 30 minutes of activity every day, you can also weaken your body by doing nothing. And my mom was that person in life where she was pretty sedentary. And it was just, I was like, man, at 77, I want to still be able to do things, right? And I'm not saying I need to move a Christmas tree box, but it should not have been that hard. And so that's something I want to encourage us, especially in the health and wellness field that we're in. We need to be that example. And if that means we create a community of walkers, then let's do it. Or lightweight lifters. I'm not talking we need to go do CrossFit or anything crazy. I'm just saying let's move a lot. And I know we've learned that. If you have dogs, especially, you've learned that from your dog. All right, number 8, I think we are. I didn't number these, so y'all just keep me on track. I think we're on 8. Number 8, be brave and optimistic. Try new things. I cannot tell you, even in Stella's elderly state that she's in, she will attempt to jump off a bed like no other birthing or even person. She's not scared. She will, even though her joints ache and she just doesn't have the mobility that she used to, she still attempts things with the ultimate braveness. And so I want us to think about that. What are we not attempting because we are self-sabotaging ourselves, or we have told ourselves that we have this limited ability? I am here to tell you that you are enough exactly where you are with your, if you're like, I'm not a product person, who cares? You know these products work. You know that you have the ability. You have the strength and the braveness and the optimism within you to achieve great things, just like your dog does, whether that's jumping off the bed, which could be a 10-story building, in my opinion. But you have that. And so I'm just making sure I covered everything here. Yeah, so I wrote down, just to be fully in the moment, that, when you really think about it, we are here for a flicker in life. And you don't want to waste a single moment by not being brave. And I'll apply it back to what we do here. Stop shortchanging yourself in this world of plexus. And we're going to roll into this. And I told Jen about this yesterday. I told her I was going to talk about that business is really just conversation. Stop making this so hard. Business is just conversation. So start a conversation, start many conversations. And when you do, you will find yourself transitioning those fun, easy conversations into business conversations. But that's where it is. Be brave and be in community by starting conversations with people. Number 9, protect your family. How many, and I'm here to tell you daily, I mean, a whisper of a wind will hit the door and my dogs are right, Rusty? Right. Yes, I'm talking about you. And that's just for us to keep in mind as, as co-leaders in our families, that we need to protect our families spiritually, financially, emotionally, mentally, just as our dogs do, physically. They think that they are the protectors of all 4 walls. And I just want to remind us to protect your 4 walls, protect your heart, protect your mind. We know biblically that your your heart is the wellspring of life, and to protect it, right? And so I want to encourage us to be that in our own lives, for our people, for our family, for ourselves, even for our fur babies. And then the last one I have for you is be playful. There isn't a day that goes by that my dogs don't play with one another or try to play with us, bring us the ball, bring us their favorite baby toy, and get us to try to, play with them, or even just in our physicality, play with them. I know, if you look back on your childhood, you may say, I wasn't really raised by, playful people. We tend to take on maybe the seriousness. I think a lot of times we get to this state of adulthood and we forget what it's like just to be carefree and playful and be in that mindset. But when I talk about being playful, I want to encourage that also in your place of business with Plexus, that we would have fun in these reach outs and talking to people, because we have this opportunity to change people's lives, to make an impact on their health, to make an impact on their finances, and ultimately make an impact on their overall happiness. So why in the world would we allow ourselves to get to this place of not being playful in the way that we get to approach our business? We deserve that. Our mental health deserves that, as we've chosen something unique. We have chosen this line of work, this side hustle, if you will, if you're not doing this full time, because it was different, because it was unique, because it is fun. And so I want to encourage you to get back to that place of happiness and health and playfulness, because that will lead you to an amazing 2024, and a prosperous one at that. So I hope that you have found value in these simple lessons of learning from our animals. And I also hope that, if anything, you take away the opportunity to be mindful of the simple things in life. So I appreciate y'all joining me. I want to remind you that tonight is going to be super fun. Find your holiday hats, your sweaters, your antennas, I don't know, just your mug of good cheer, and come on and join us tonight, because we are going to have some fun. And this is for everybody. So if you have customers, this is for your customers. The only game that is not for everybody is at the very end, and we're going to do a wheel spin for those of you that have added to our teams this month. You have an opportunity, or opportunities, depending on how many you've added, to earn. I think we increased that jackpot. So it was $100 and now it's $150 for the wheel spin tonight. So I know that would come in handy for some extra stocking stuffers, or a bonus gift for somebody, or even a gift for yourself. Go treat yourself. I know moms, we get out there and we hustle and bustle and we make all the Christmas magic happen. So even if you kept the $150 for yourself, remember, we learned from our dogs, no judgment. We're here for it. So we get to roll in the next 5 minutes. Jen is going to lead us in Work With Me Live, and I'm so excited because she is fun and creative and brings just such wisdom to our business and to life in general. And so I can't wait to hear from her. So I'm going to stop the recording for now, because we'll do 2 separate recordings for Work With Me Live, and then we'll just have a 5 minutes or so of just take a potty break. We can chat, whatever. So I'm going to hit record. Thanks for joining us if you're catching this on the replay.